Watch and Wardrobe. Me and my co-host here, we hanging out, man. Happy holidays to you, good
Happy
sir.
holidays, yes, sir.
Yeah, guys, we just wanted to give you some holiday cheer. We thought about an episode that you guys would really like, and I think the one that we came up with is going to be really enjoyable, specifically about holiday war stories.
Oh my goodness.
Me and you, as we know, we've talked about, we've had over 26 years of experience in our respective industries, and a good portion of that in the early part of our careers was retail world. And for many different people who don't understand the retail world, it is a unique culture right under your nose, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Especially during this time, it's one of the it's money making time. If you're in retail, it's money making time, but it's definitely the most hectic. Clients are going nuts.
Yeah.
Last minute shopping. The whole nine.
For sure, for sure. So it's like we really want to give you guys what it's like. A lot of you who have worked retail, a lot of when we grew up in the time, it was a good entry level job for people to start in their career, learn about people, communication skills, being on time, all those different things. So no doubt, hopefully, you guys watch this episode and can appreciate some of the war stories or things of that nature. So let's start this way. First of all, before we get into our story, we want to talk about because we both are big combat sports fans in general. There was a big fight that some people were like, oh, it's a whole scam. It's not really a real fight. I was excited, even though I know most of the fights are like, there's some sort of backdoor thing where they're waiting for at least the first couple of rounds. So we had Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul. I want your perspective because you're a big boxing guy, just like myself. I literally turned my Netflix back on just to watch it because I'm just not focused on streaming right now. They got me. I was like, all right. I mean, how often are you going to see this type of fight on television, right? So, what was your thoughts about it before the fight, and then what were your thoughts after watching the fight?
My initial thought is, how come you don't have a Netflix account?
I've had it forever. I just don't want streaming, man. I was paying like, okay, so I'll break it down for you guys so you can understand how much streaming I had. I had NFL Sunday Ticket. That's $480 a year. I have Major League Baseball. I have and where I'm from, it's called the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network. So it's $130 a year, $130 a year. So that's 480 plus that. I also watch WNBA. So I pay $45, $46 for WNBA. Okay. So Major League Baseball, football, WNBA. Okay, cool. Now, I'm also a big pro wrestling guy. So I have Peacock. I have HBO, and I also had Amazon Prime. So imagine all these different. Mind you, I literally watch nothing else but sports. That is it. I have no reason to have anything.
Got it. Okay.
But as you know, we're entrepreneurs. We're building our businesses. So I really wanted to lock in and focus on the business.
Yeah.
And if I was just sitting in the house watching sports all day, I would have met you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're talking about cumulatively, and so some of them are monthly, some of them are not. Like NFL Sunday Ticket, once a year you got to pay 480. WNBA, I think it's for the whole year, $45, which is not bad.
Right.
Major League Baseball, 130. So these are all one-time shots. But when you think about Amazon Prime, Netflix, HBO, and all those cumulatively, you pay like damn near $100-something. And then if you put all the money together, you split the cost up, almost like 90, 80, $120 a month, right?
No, absolutely.
Yeah. So I just was like, I literally don't even watch TV, bro.
Okay.
Unless it's Shark Tank. What about yourself? Are you a big streamer?
I mean, I've got Netflix. I mean, you know what? I'm probably the worst because I have so many different platforms that I pay for that I don't even watch.
Yeah.
But, my son, my wife, they watch all this.
But it makes sense. You have a family. It's just me. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch a little bit of wrestling, and then wrestling for me is like seasonal. So I might, on the road to WrestleMania, where's the big thing.
Sure.
Right now it's kind of a lull. The road to WrestleMania doesn't start for a while. Then like the Royal Rumble and all the bigger stuff. So I'm like, I'll get back to it when it heats up again. Mm-hmm. But I go to a lot of the local indie shows, so I watch a lot of the local stuff.
Okay.
And I support those wrestlers. But sometimes I'm literally like, and also my family has Disney Plus, so I'm watching Shark Tank. That's literally my main show that I watch on a regular basis is Shark Tank.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then also like The Fixer with the Marcus Lemonis. He's like a Greek American guy. He goes to businesses, he goes and sees what's wrong with them. It's a tale of all this time, right? I used to love Bar Rescue as well. What about yourself?
Bar Rescue. I've seen Bar Rescue.
One of my favorite shows.
I've seen Bar Rescue.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay. So the fight. I
Before the fight. Okay. What are your opinion before? Yeah.
so I like Jake Paul.
Okay.
I like
Tell me
what
why,
he-
please. Defend yourself, sir.
No,
Just like I have to defend my Netflix.
I like what he's done with the sport of boxing. Right. He has brought boxing to the forefront. He yes, he puts on these shows, which some people may speculate are real fights or fixed fights, whatever it may be. But for like the boxing community, he's done a lot. I know he's doing like, I think it's like the Boxing for Bullies. He's got like his own like huge boxing gym in Puerto Rico.
Mhm.
He supports the young up and comers, but he's paving the way for what boxing I think should really be, right? It's entertaining, but it's a fight. And for what he's done in such a short amount of time and his progression over the years, I think is pretty impressive. Yes, he has fought guys that are over the hill.
Yeah.
But these are professional guys where he was the spin he's putting on it. He was a Disney kid. He was a YouTuber, and going up with some of these guys like Tyron Woodley or Anderson Silva, or Anderson Silva, like that. That's all very impressive. This fight, I do think that Anthony Joshua went easy on him for the first few rounds.
Yeah.
He went easy. But it ended what I expected.
Yeah.
Right. It was a spectacle. I'm sure it did huge numbers.
Yeah.
But the knockout, I think it was like in the 6th round.
Yeah.
In my opinion, if it was real 100% boxing, that should have happened.
2nd round, maybe 3rd.
2nd, 3rd round. In the beginning, he was running around the ring. It was a massive ring too. I don't know if you saw that,
Yeah.
but it was a very, very large ring, so he's able to move around. So that was to his advantage.
Yeah.
Good fight, very entertaining. But I don't want to speculate because I don't want to like, if I'm wrong, but that knockout could have came sooner.
For sure. Yeah, my thing was it got me to get Netflix again, and I've been on like a focus, hard grind mode, focusing on the business and stuff like that, and it got me to get it. So yeah, the question you have to ask: did it get eyes? Yes. Was it entertaining? Yes. Did it make you interested in the sport? Yes, because you got to see Baumgartner, right? A young woman who's been really dominating in her weight class. She has everything that you want in a superstar. He does a lot for women's boxing, no doubt. She got paid very well. You're getting access to new fighters, and you have some other stuff. So yeah, it's great for the sport. I'm not one of those purists. I mean, I wanted to see him versus Gervonta Davis, Tank Davis, especially being a Baltimorean myself. I wanted to see Tank. The size difference is ridiculous. Like Tank is like 140 pounds, maybe 145 pounds, maybe he could have got up to 150. Jake Paul's 220, 210, 215, right? That would have been interesting. I think that would have been a more interesting fight, but I still think Tank would have killed him personally with the uppercut.
I don't know about that.
Ooh, that uppercut,
I
bro.
don't know.
Don't matter about the size, brother. That I know Tank personally, not in terms of I met him multiple times. He's just you're from Baltimore area, just you meet him through different situations.
Cool. Okay.
He has a vibe where it's like he will beat the crap out of you. Like you have the energy where it's like, whoa.
Sure.
Yeah. But I get it. So you don't think he would have KO'd Jake Paul?
I mean, well, as a fighter, you have to have that. You have to have that grit, right?
Okay.
You have to have that personality. But there's weight classes in all combat sports for a reason. A good example was Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul, right?
Yeah.
That is very similar to what it would have been like if it was Gervonta versus Jake Paul.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, there's always that possibility of getting clipped. Yes, but I'm pretty sure it would have ended the same way. Probably not good for Gervonta Tank Davis, but he is one of my favorites in that weight class.
Interesting. I gotta push back, man. I don't know, because yes, it's a definitely big size difference, almost 100-pound difference. Okay, but the reality is, one is a world championship boxer who has way more skill set than it was. Jake Paul's been boxing less than a decade. there's a definitely, so yes, it's going to be harder for Tank to knock him out. Jake could knock him out because he's bigger and stronger, but I just think the overall skill set of a Tank Davis ultimately would be able to, if he catches him in any given Sunday, bro.
Sure.
I'm telling you now, I have met Tank in person. I don't want to get. I tell you right now, I don't want to get punched by him.
Sure. Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe it'll still happen in the future.
Man, I would love to see it though.
And then we can put some money on.
Yeah, oh, that for sure. We'll put some money. We'll put some Cheetos. We'll put whatever, man.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, so it was good. It was a spectacle. It was great. Yeah, he still broke his jaw in 2 different places.
Yeah.
And that was him taking. I think that wasn't even land. The punch wasn't even like a full on like he caught him, but he could have killed him for sure.
He definitely could.
So Anthony Joshua, even in post interview, he was a gentleman. He spoke highly of Jake Paul, and you got to respect him getting in the ring. Very few regular dudes who have that amount of boxing is going to jump in with a 6'6", 240-pound, 2-time world champion and Olympic gold medalist. Very few people will do that. So it is some balls to do that. I totally agree. But yeah, so it's good. So I hope he heals up well, and I don't have that much vitriol towards him as others. Yeah, so solid, entertaining. Yeah. Okay. So let's get to the holiday stuff, man. Man, Amazon has worn me out. And now Amazon's like, yeah, bro, they tell you ain't getting it by Christmas. They'll like if you're doing extra stuff. Have you been going Amazon crazy as well? Or no?
For the holidays, yes, but I started early because when it comes to shipping anything during the holiday season, you just can't trust it. So started a little bit earlier, ordered some things on Amazon. I'm all done though. I've been done for like about a week. So I've been chilling.
See, this is a shopping man here.
In terms of shopping, I'm good.
Yeah, this is why you're married, and I'm not. So that tells me everything I need to know, folks. Man of order. No, yeah. It's always the little small things. Like I got all the ornaments, but then I didn't get the hooks to put the ornaments on the tree, and all these different things. So it's all the small things that pop up. Me and him were joking. We just went through. It's like the 4th time going to the grocery store and getting a list of things. I do not know how to cook, and I have someone that my other half, she'll be cooking for me. So she's like, "Don't forget this, don't forget that." It's always little stuff, and there's always that pit of fear, like the grocery store is closed on Christmas Day. It is closed, bro. So it's like you missed what you didn't get.
Yeah.
You will not have anything.
Yeah.
So you're gonna starve. So, and I'm just an air fryer and a tea kettle. That's pretty much what I am. If it don't fit in the air fryer or I can't put it on the tea kettle, I'm not interested.
Okay.
Yes. So the wings are getting worn out. Okay. Plus I eat out a lot too, guys. So we make a little money. You start wanting to eat out a little bit more than humanly possible. So. So yeah. So okay. So we're getting into our crazy holiday war story. So me and you, I think we were at the tail end of the golden age of the retail mall. So just for those who are listening who may be a little bit younger, malls aren't what they used to be, right? When me and you were growing up, every Friday night as young people, we would go to the mall. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Like it would be the movie theater, the mall. It was a cultural phenomenon in America from all the way. I mean, since malls have become a thing, but all the way into the late 90s. The mall was amazing. 90s, early 2000s, right before I would say the the depression of 2008, the recession of 2008, when everybody's jobs, things changed, and then also the advent of online shopping became more popular, and there's way more ways you can get things more immediately with Amazon. They have an infrastructure that they didn't have 20 years ago, right? The 3-day shipping, the next day shipping. 15 years ago, that was not the case, right? So you take the whole cultural genesis of the mall, Friday nights, and all, just American culture. People wanted to be out. There was an energy about the mall in the 90s and the early 2000s where you went, everybody, like the buzz. So talk about it. Like explain to the audience here, like the buzz for me as a kid in the 90s and the early 2000s going to the mall. You were like joyful driving to the mall.
Sure.
What was it like for you in Florida?
Yeah, I mean, especially during the holiday season, Black Friday. People weren't really. There was no Cyber Monday. Black Friday was where it's at. Right after Thanksgiving, people are lining up to go to all these stores, jam packed. A lot of the stores that I used to manage would open up earlier just for the day, and then from Black Friday on up until Christmas, it's just just tons of people. Everyone's spending money. It's a good vibe. But it's definitely died down with the birth of like Amazon and online shopping. It's definitely not like it used to be.
Yeah, and in a lot of ways, especially as guys in their 30s, I'm honestly very sad about it. I don't know about you, but it's like the mall smell, the different cool and unique and interesting people that work in the mall. It's like literally its own city, like a small city. There's even different. I don't know if your mall was like this, but there's different hierarchies too. So depending on what store you work at, like you have your luxury, like they call it, the malls are in different tiers, right? Tier A, B, whatever. So you have like your Tyson's Corner, which is like your world class Fendi, Pradas, Bentley, Ferraris, these high class, wealthy individuals who shop at these top level malls. And then you have your malls that have maybe Macy's or like it's like an anchor store, right? I mean, or Sears if you're talking about the early 90s and stuff like that. So typically, if you're in a luxury mall, if it has like an anchor, like a Nordstrom or what's another one that it used to be as popular, but not as popular as it used to be. What is another one luxury mall, another luxury store?
Saks Fifth.
Saks Fifth, yeah. Not every mall has that. Typically, it's more Nordstroms than Saks Fifths.
Sure.
But yeah, Saks Fifth, Nordstrom, things like that. So if your mall does not have that as an anchor store, what I mean by anchor is big size, multiple floors, a lot of people that work there. You're in a lower budget mall. So yeah.
Here in Charlotte, I've never heard of this anchor store until I got here, but Belk's, I guess,
Yes.
is huge here.
Yes, Belk is a regional mall that's originally from a North Carolina organization,
Okay.
and it's a very popular in the Southeast. In the North, I never heard of Belk.
Okay.
So, but it's basically like the Southeast version of a Macy's,
Mhm.
but not as cool. Nothing wrong with Belk, but it's just Macy's has been around for almost two. What? Let's look at how long Macy's has been around. We're going to ask Chat GPT, guys. We're going right into it. Let's see. I think it's been around for almost 200 years, but let's see. Macy's. We're going to look at. Let's just see. How long do you think Macy's has been around? Let's just look this up.
175 years.
Okay, I'm gonna go 180. So how long has Macy's been around in America? And we're gonna ask ChatGPT right now. Eventually, guys, when we get successful, we'll have a person look this up. We'll have our own Jamie look this up. All right, guys. So Macy's has been around in the United States since 1858. So that means Macy's has been an American institution for over 165 years.
Okay.
So very close to what you said. You said
Yeah.
100, yeah.
I win.
Yeah, he does win. So you take the culture of the malls where in the early 90s and the early 2000s where everybody's going to the mall, everybody's shopping at the mall, and uh, it's just a big cultural part of America. Now it's way less than it used to be. Me and him had the pleasure. We're in the back end of the golden age. And so let's start with the hierarchies in the malls, right? Did you have a mall hierarchy too? Like the cool kids, like the cool places to work where everyone wanted to work, but it was hard to get into? What were those stores in your mall experience?
Yeah. I mean that was essentially like the wing that I worked in, it's like the luxury.
Yeah.
Luxury wing. Hermes, Rolex, Tiffany, Dolce and Gabbana, Louis Vuitton is, these luxury stores like to be, next to each other on the same side.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, there's like your Abercrombie and Fitch.
Exactly.
And your Macy's and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah. So same thing for us. Ours was Nordstrom's. We had also the company people Lord and Taylor back in the day was good, but it's not anymore. It's not what it used to be. But Nordstrom was ours. Big, huge Nordstrom was one of the big, busy Nordstroms. And then you had like on the wing that I was in, I used to work for. You had like luxury audio and video. They had uh, all these random places that like very expensive makeup places. And what is Lush? Is that a place? Lush?
I think that's a newer place.
Yeah, Lush or Blush or whatever. I don't know. I'm a dude, so I don't know Lush. But I think Lush was like really, and we're all in relationships, so we're being respectful of our relationships.
Yeah.
But as young guys, you knew where all the people who, like all the model type men or women would go in the mall at certain stores. And like, yeah, they're going to hire me. It's like all the pretty, it's literally like a runway, man, especially Abercrombie. I remember as a young guy going to them, I was like, man, Abercrombie has the most beautiful people, man. So did you ever go to like store surfing? Like you would just like on your lunch break just to kind of see all the different people?
All the time. All the time. I met my wife in the mall.
Yep, there you go.
I met my wife in the mall. I mean, that's what I would do on my lunch break. go around,
especially as a young guy, right?
visit all the yeah, absolutely. Go to all the stores, talk to all the girls. Like that was just what I did.
Oh, for
I
sure, we
guess,
had to.
working in the mall.
Oh yeah, it was it's like Prettyville. It's like, let's go to Prettyville, guys. Here, and the mall has the map. You get your onion pretzel,
Yeah.
and you're like, And so for me, yeah, because I worked at Nordstrom, so I work with all the pretty people, and it's like when you get used to them. Like before you work there, you're like, man, you're intimidated by all the like. Everybody dresses well, everybody smells well, everybody drives like a Lexus, and because they're making real money. Like that luxury wing of the mall.
Sure.
Like when you have people who are working like GameStop, no offense to GameStop people, but like GameStop and Teddy Bear, we make what is it? Teddy. What is they making the teddy bears? Build-A-Bear,
Build-A-Bear,
GameStop,
yeah.
and the Apple people were always really cool too.
Yeah.
They were like so cool. They were like, they really kept to themselves. It's like, get out of here, Apple people.
Yeah.
Coming to the mall with the regular guys, like hang out with. They didn't really hang out. Apple people rarely hung out in the food court. I never saw Apple people hang out in the food court.
No, not really. No.
Yeah. So Apple people would be like, oh, we grab my lunch, and then they would just go back into their little hobbit. And so they would do that. And then we had like the flagship Banana Republic, like the flagship. It was nice and fancy. So, and then I worked at Nordstrom. So low key, I would look down on like the other stores. I'm like, I work at Nordstrom's, man. Like, do you know who I am? Like, I'm at Nordstrom's, bro.
Walking
Like,
around with your suit.
yeah,
your tie,
you just think you better than everybody. And so, yeah, it was like as a young dude, if you wanted to work on your interpersonal skills, you went to the mall on Fridays, guys. It wasn't that scary. You would just, I've had girlfriends like just going to the mall, like working at the mall. I'm like, she's so cute. And the thing about working at the mall is, there's certain girls that are so pretty. They're only there for the summer. They will not be there for multiple years.
Mm-hmm.
So you see them pop up like, I have to get her number. I have to get the number because they're not like, usually it's a big, you had your veteran mall people like who was there like in Nordstrom for 10, 20 years. But typically in your experience, wasn't very reciprocal?
Yeah, no, definitely. The luxury wing, like I think what a lot of people don't realize, like yes, it's still retail, but when you're working in a luxury store, like that's a real career. Like,
yes,
you can make really, really good money doing
6 figures
that.
plus, depending on where you are.
Absolutely, and especially if you're good, you can make tons of money
for sure.
But I will say I'm so happy that I'm not working in a retail store this year. I mean, it's been a complete blessing. It's just different.
For sure. Excuse me, guys, allergies. For sure, that's a rolling joke. So for me, the holidays were always crazy. I would say the craziest time, because I worked in the malls, I think the earliest time, I started in the malls at 13. So this is, 2011. Yeah, when I started working in the mall. So this is like the tail end of the golden era of the mall. The mall is still kind of useful, but it's like, it's a back end post recession. So people kind of more curious about the money. Did you work in the mall before 2011?
Yes.
Okay.
I've worked retail my entire life.
So what was the earliest you got into the mall? What year?
Man, I probably worked at Hollister in 2006 or 2007.
Jesus. So you were, so that I would say that's the golden era, right before the recession.
Yeah.
And Hollister was.
Yes.
I had Hollister shirts. I had no reason for buying $50 shirts at 15. Hollister and Abercrombie. Yeah. If you wore a Hollister shirt in school, was that same in Florida?
Oh yeah.
Man, you were the dude.
Yeah.
And I had some Abercrombie shirts. You had Abercrombie, Hollister, American Eagle. I had all three. Mm-hmm. You had the rotation. Did you have all three?
No, just Hollister.
Just Hollister?
Just Hollister.
Okay, that discount was probably nice.
Yeah. Well, that to be honest, that wasn't my style back then.
Oh, okay.
I wore Hollister just because I worked in the store.
Yeah.
I got a good discount.
For sure. Okay. So you got a good discount. Yeah, the discounts are ridiculous. So craziest holiday for you. I would say for me, let me try to think. Yeah, every year was crazy, to be honest. I mean, I think was I around when PS3 came out? When did the PS3? Let's see. I'm trying to think when the PS3 release date. I remember when the iPod Touch series, I think the Series 4, PS3 drop date. I think that might have been crazy. Let's see, guys. We're gonna see. PS3 came out in 2006. So I was in the mall then. So PS4, let's see, PS4. I had the PS4 too. I've had all the PSs. What about you? You're a PS guy or you're
Yeah,
Xbox?
PlayStation
A PlayStation guy. Okay.
all day.
Oh, yeah, me too. Yeah, the console wars was a thing. I survived many tours of combat in the console. So 2013, yes. When that PS4 dropped, man, that was crazy. Because I worked in audio and video at the time before I got into. I worked at Nordstrom first, then I went over to Bose in audio and video.
Okay.
So everybody, surround sound systems and speakers, and we're selling $3,000 and $4,000 systems. I think we had the thing called the Video Wave. If you guys want to look up the Video Wave, it was a large TV with speakers built into it. It was $6,000.
Wow.
$6,000 during in the early 2010s. So think about what it'd be worth now. Now you can buy one for probably like $500, but it's built-in screen, really thick. You had to have it wall mounted. It was very heavy, or you could have it like with a mount, but it was huge and it had speakers built in.
Mhm.
It was like it was like the most powerful screen.
What was it like?
Yeah, man. But I'll tell you, I have a crazy story about my crazy retail story. What's your crazy story?
Oh man, crazy.
Because we had all types of
retail
scammers in retail.
stories. I mean, yes, there's scammers, people stealing stuff. That's like typical. Um, Man, one time, yeah, this might be TMI,
Mm-hmm.
but I used to work at Ace Hardware.
Oh
I used to work at Ace Hardware.
yeah.
And that job helped me like with my handyman skills for sure. However, you would deal with a lot of like older people.
Yes, for sure.
And I remember this guy, he came up to me to ask me about like his sprinkler system or something.
Okay.
Really old guy.
Okay.
Like, and I was standing there, I was like assisting him, trying to help him. And all of a sudden, like you hear like a drop. Like,
Uh-huh.
this guy was wearing like these khaki like short shorts.
Oh. Khaki shorts.
And
Okay.
this old man shit on the ground
Oh.
in front of me. Yes.
No way.
Yes, dude. And then like it was too funny. We pulled up the video and it's just like I'm sitting here talking to him and then I'm just like,
Was it a lot?
it was like a drop, but it was a big drop. And then like you see me look down, I take like a step back. And then at that point, I was just like a young kid and I just called up on my manager. I was like, hey, can you please take over?
How did the old guy, did he look at it? Was he mortified?
He was mortified, but I guess that's what happens when you get older.
Jesus. Eat your vegetables, kid.
Yeah, need some more fiber in his diet.
Right. That's insane. Yeah. Also, yeah, as you know, working in a mall, you get used to the human condition. You have the elderly.
I've got so many stories. I've got. It's unfortunate to say, but I have at least one or two more stories that like involves stuff like that.
For sure. I have another story where I'm trying to figure out. I'm sorry, guys. This notification thing is really annoying me.
Important man.
I'm trying to get it shut off, guys. So please forgive me. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out this. But anyway, guys, bear with us for this episode. It's just gonna be bing, bing, bing. It's always at the worst time. But yes, that's crazy. So working at the mall, you get the worst of the human condition. So when it comes to the scammers, there's always something to do with a gift card. At Nordstrom, I had a guy. He literally looked like Clint Eastwood. He looked like Clint Eastwood. He was one of the greatest talkers. He was very charismatic. He had a great personality. He was like Billy Bob Thornton and Clint Eastwood mixed together.
Mhm.
And he told me the sob story about how his travels and all this. And he had a thing where he was doing something with a gift card, and basically he was able to get like $1,000, $2,000 each time he came in. He had all these fake gift cards, and I forgot what the scam was, but like me as a dumb young retail person, I'm like listening to his story, and I'm like, yeah, man, what do you want to buy? He's like, I want to buy 3 of these jackets and this. You can tell that he has had a hard life. He was definitely like the archetype for a person that would be scammy type.
Gotcha.
He is a great talker, very communicative, but he definitely had I did some time in the pen vibe, but it was like kind of like Clint Eastwood, like he's lived life.
Mhm.
And he would just come in and he would look for me specifically because he knew I was stupid, and so he knew how to finesse me. And so eventually I got caught on. So I learned his talk track and what he was doing, and that was crazy. I have another story too, but what's your second story? And then we're going to close up, guys, because we want to give you a holiday episode, but yeah, we got to get to our families as well.
So going to your scammer story, this was when maybe like a year or two in, when I got into like the luxury jewelry space. And yes, there's scammers doing, gift cards. Another big scam was if the store provided like a in-house credit line or something, people would come in, fake driver's license, they have like the social security, and they would apply for credit lines and use, it's complete fraud, and you use their credit line to buy, expensive stuff. And most of these people, you can smell it on them as soon as they walk in.
Yeah.
Like
literally smell like weed.
There's this just like a red flag goes off, and it's like you just know. It's like I'm not stupid. I know what you're doing. But so this guy, he applied, and then he got like a little sketched out and said, "Okay, I'll be back in like an hour." He was approved.
Okay,
I'll be back in like an hour. I'm gonna come back and buy this.
Yeah.
He leaves, but we called the police because we knew it was fraud, and we had the police come, and they hid in the back room.
I love it, like Chris Hansen type.
Yes.
Vibe. Okay.
Yes. This guy, he was probably, I'm 5'7". He was probably about my height, but like really skinny.
Yeah.
And he comes back into the store. He's, okay, I'm gonna buy it. The police come out, and the police officers, they were big guys.
Yeah.
Maybe like 6 foot.
Yeah.
There was two of them, 6'6" and 6'2" maybe.
Yeah.
And then this guy, like I've never seen the Hulk come out of somebody.
Yeah.
But they went to tackle him. They like slammed him on the glass.
Yeah.
They tased him, and this guy like gets up. He's like pulling the tasers out of him. He's like pushing them to the side.
Very Florida, by the way.
Yeah, Florida. Yeah, the craziest things happen in Florida.
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, they ended up smashing him on the ground. And, they arrested him. But it's just one of the fun stories.
Jesus. Yeah, we had one where working at Nordstrom. This guy, they would smash and grab the North Face jackets.
Oh my God.
They love stealing North Face, so they would just literally grab a whole body full and just dip. So this one dude came out, and we have our own dedicated loss prevention guys. They were badass. They were dope though. They had badges, bro.
Yep.
They had badges. I'm like, these dudes are. You can like pay $17 an hour. They're like plain clothes with a badge. Yep. We had this cool dude named. I'm not gonna say his name, but he was really cool. I just love this dude. He just had such charisma. He's almost like he just had his charisma. He just had charisma. He had like the cool goatee. And I always liked this guy. He's just a cool ass dude. Like, he's just a cool dude. And so this guy runs one of our sales guys on the sales floor. Mind you, these are Nordstrom sales associates. I'm not gonna mention his name either. We're not supposed to get involved with that. It's loss prevention's job. Yep. We have we have 3 or 4 guys. Yep. This guy, sales guy, jumps over the counter, literally puts his foot out, trips the guy.
Oh my gosh. And
then the guy tumbles through the doors, the glass doors, and like the sales guy's like boxing this dude. I'm like, wow. And they just start scrapping. It was the loudest, like, blue. That's my new thing. Blue. And it's like they're scrapping because you don't know if these people have guns. Yeah. You don't know what these people have, right? And he whooped his butt, and he actually ended up hurting his wrist, the sales guy. He kept his job, no problem. But yeah, it was insane. Like, because the dude tripped with all these things, and like all these North Faces, like the snow. It's like this ain't fine, man. This is insane, man.
Too funny.
The length that people go through.
Oh yeah.
The human condition, guys. So we just sorry, it's so funny.
Oh my God.
Because it's like people, they put themselves in the dumbest situations just to steal, bro.
Yeah,
it's so sad, actually. So guys, please, no stealing. Stay out of prison. We appreciate you guys coming on this episode. We wanted to hit you with some holiday cheer. Please stay out of prison. No